Alright guys, Hayzink here, welcome back to the channel for another Street Fighter Duel video. So, this isn't about to become an ongoing thing from me, but I suppose some of you would actually like it if my crazy irate side was to show up a bit more often in videos, but Jesus Christ, I really hope it doesn't need to happen. So, we've got something that we need to talk about today. Let's look at what the problem is, right? So, basically, this is what the problem is. Now, if you can see at the bottom, I have Summer Yang and Pharoh Sagat in the team, excluding the assist position. This is an absolute bullshit move on the part of TOPJOY, right here. Now, before I get into this, let me just preface this by saying I'm well aware that this isn't the first time that they've had unit requirements like this. But this time, it's different, and I'm going to explain why. So, first of all, and probably the most important piece of information that you need to have in mind, Pharoh Sagat is a piece of shit, worthless unit. I'm not going to get into that anymore, as I did a video yesterday that I think did a pretty good job in covering that, and if you want, it will be in the description and it will be linked at the end of this video. You can go and watch that. I think I make my points about Pharoh Sagat pretty clear in that video. But that right there is where the biggest issue with this requirement rears its head. In the past, when they've done this, they've done it with the likes of Trendy Cammy, Flame Chun-Li. I think they've done it with like Nero and stuff like that, right? The main issue is, units like that, people would not have a problem finding friends that have that unit that they can merc that unit from. So they can borrow that unit, because while you might not summon for that unit, there's lots of players that will summon for that unit, or they will buy that legendary unit. Those units are useful and perform a function. Finding a friend with Pharoh Sagat has probably got lower odds than you buying a Wonka bar and finding a golden ticket. And those are fictional. They don't even put them in fucking chocolate bars, and you're probably still more likely to find a golden ticket than someone who actually cared enough to summon Pharoh Sagat. So, what that basically means is a massive percentage of the player base are not going to complete this. Right? Now, is it the end of the world? No, not really, because honestly, you would miss out on this and you would miss out on these, right? You still get everything in here, right? But that's kind of beside the point, because when players start feeling like they're missing out, when they start feeling like they're having barriers put up to stop them doing stuff, that can be enough to tip them towards, screw this shit, I'm done. That is what can happen. That often does happen. Now, the other issue is the sheer speed of this. In the past, apart from the Devil May Cry units, but that was during the event, so it kinda made sense. But units like Trendy Cammy, Flame Chun-Li, it was a while before they showed up as requirements. So people could have had plenty of time to lucky pull Trendy Cammy. You know, some people could have had plenty of time to lucky pull Standard Sagat or Vega or something like that, right? They never did them straight away. They've put him into requirements almost immediately while he is still for sale in the mall. I'm pretty sure he's still for sale in the mall. Let me check. Let me check. Maybe he's not for sale in the mall anymore. I thought he was still for sale in the mall. Oh, is he? Nah, he just came off sale in the mall. Forget that part, right? But they've basically made him come up when they might even be doing this 50% off. We don't actually know, right? Not only have they done that, they have also right away forced him into... By the way, I never summoned for him, just to be clear. I got 1 copy off of Purple Stones. I don't want him. Well, I need him now, right? But I did not summon for him. But you need him to complete the bonds here. You also need him to complete the bonds here. You can't see it, right? But he's here. You need him to complete the character bonds for Viper. So what they've basically done is they have created this forced need for certain types of players to summon that unit. Now what I mean by certain type of players is, unfortunately you have players that play these games who have either addictive personalities, certain character traits where having that missing will just trigger something in their OCD and they need to get that unit so that they've got a complete unit. These games prey on people that have issues like that, and that's going to trigger them to want them to go ahead and I need to now get Pharoh Sagat because of this stupid requirement. I need to get Pharoh Sagat. Now, to me, it's pretty damn obvious what they've done. They're not satisfied with the fact that Pharoh Sagat has made fuck all money, right? And they're either doing one or two things. They're either now trying to force players into getting him, or, and I really hope this isn't the case, they're trying to punish players for not picking him up. And they're trying to seed a mindset where you don't skip units, because you never know when you'll need that unit. That unit might make this unit even better. Ooh. They're trying to like distill that mindset into players, and that sucks. Like, just plain and simply, that obviously sucks. It's disgusting and it's a bad way to treat your player base, who, let's be frank and honest, if the players that are playing are still playing right now, they have done nothing to this point but show you good faith, patience and loyalty, because we would be lying if we said as Street Fighter Duel players we've not had to put up with a fair amount of bullshit along the way. And this is not the way that you treat players who have stood by you and your game, TOPJOY. Now, here's an interesting idea, TOPJOY. If you want to sell more units, I have the secret sauce for you, and it will blow your tiny minds. It's an easy 2-step formula. 1. Do not release units that have about as much use as a male stripper at a lesbian bachelorette party. 2. For the love of all that is holy, lower the amount of summons required to secure a copy of the units. There's a name for that. It's called pity. It's not like we've been driving this home to you for months. And it's not like you've not lost players in droves because you have a refusal to do this. Adding pity, people would probably summon a little bit more for those shitty units that aren't actually worth it, because, you know what, they'll get them. Now, I have mentioned the word pity in this video, so I know I'm going to have the old, "Oh, Hayzink, you're the guy that was talking about secret pity. We lost pity because of you." Well, to you, I say, go choke on a bag of crusty dicks. Anyway, this currently is not how you run your game and engage players. Plain and simply, it's not. It's not how you keep them happy. It's not how you keep them playing. And unfortunately, TOPJOY, if you keep making stupid fucking moves like this, you are just going to make a trend of pushing more and more players away. They're going to become sick of supporting your game, and this is just going to end up on the pile of shame that is Crunchyroll's early closed games, and it's all going to be because of TOPJOY, the developer, just not valuing the players that they currently have. That's all I've got to say on this. If you want to know more about my thoughts on Sagat and everything else, check out the video linked at the end. But TOPJOY, seriously, seriously, fuck you. That's all I can say. Goodbye.